Hey guys, I want to do a quick video today on my haul from Toylanta 2025. I was there with the VIP pass and the early access and all that Friday and Saturday, and today's Sunday. I just got home to Houston, so wanted to unpack and show all this before I start unboxing everything. And at the end of this video, I'm going to put in some footage of walking around the booths and kind of talk a little bit about some of my favorite stuff I saw. Like I mentioned, I did go with the VIP pass, the one where you could prepay for that ATL 25 figure. Got stuff falling down already. It never lasts. So that was pretty cool experience, being able to get in early Friday and Saturday. It really helped me get some of these exclusives. Because I had access to some of these exclusives, I was able to help out some different members and Facebook groups, getting some different things. So not all of this here is going to be for me. Some of this stuff here is stuff I picked up for our other group members just to help them out. So another thing we got for that VIP package was this print. Looks like a 8.5 by 11 or kind of standard size print of that ATL figure. It's a really nice quality print on some good card stock, and a copy of Toy Collector with that. Apologies ahead of time. This video is going to get messy as I destroy my whole display here. First thing I wanted to show is a couple of these trolls. My daughters collect trolls. They get a kick out of them. They think they're hilarious once they discovered these things and how old they are, So I found these there, and I couldn't help but pick up something for them. So up first, a couple of the figures that I had to pack loose because I simply ran out of room. This Savage Crucible Slate, and this Jaded Toys Street Fighter Cammy figure. Excited to have that one, as I think it wraps up my collection for what's available now. Alright, here's one I've been looking for a while, Mythic Legions Calavius. Again, I got him new in box from the Four Horsemen booth. They had him, kind of like new old stock or what have you, but I had to pack him loose. Such a cool figure. Alright, last two I had to pack loose. My Swig I finally scored, and one of these Shadow Elf Rangers. Really cool figures. That's the nice thing about going to these cons, is picking up some of these new old stock Four Horsemen stuff or Mythic Legion stuff. I was able to get a couple of these for some group members on Facebook. I'm not really familiar with Monster Force. I mean, I'm aware of them, but I'm not too familiar with them. But I guess these were con exclusives. Kind of this translucent purple guy. What's he called? Lieutenant Griffin the Eraser. Pretty cool. So hopefully there's two happy guys that'll be getting these exclusives. And my boy Krillin. I wasn't really looking for a Krillin, but found him at a good price, and I do not have one of these, so kind of have to wrap up the OG crew. There's another one I wasn't set out to buy. I'd kind of seen pictures of these and not really paid a ton of attention to them, just because I didn't want to have to get sucked into a new line. But seeing it there in person, and it's a con, man, sometimes you just got to hop on stuff, but that was a really cool pickup. Speaking of cool pickups, this Frazetta Icons from Fire and Ice. This is the Tigra figure. Have some art on the side with the Panther, some more art on the back. Really excited to open this up. I was really looking for Dark Wolf, and I could not find him, but still on the hunt for him. But you got to start somewhere, right? All right, let's get this out of the way. Not the most exciting pickup, but I'm glad to have it. Some Knight hands for the new Necronominous Knights for Mythic Legions. Some Savage Crucible pickups. Imperial Sentry. This was last year's con exclusive. Comes with two of these like translucent swords. Really cool. I did not have this one yet, and I have some of the parts kits. I have like the alternate, painted forearm and shins and heads and stuff like that. So I was glad to pick this guy up. Also was able to score the new con exclusive for this year, the Shield of Dezera. I actually picked up 3 of these, 1 for myself and 2 for some other members online. Hopefully they'll be getting those shortly here. Such a cool looking figure. Really, really excited to open this up. So these next 3 here, Baron Voligar, and the next 2 I show, these I actually bought from the Cabal online, but I didn't get them until I arrived home this morning. So I'm kind of counting these as con pickups. Another Dark Templar Legion Builder. Can't have too many of these. Krotos, I was pretty stoked about getting. I really like these animal, creature, different people, and I really don't have very many of them. I think only one other kind of like creature character, so really excited to pick him up. All right, and the rest of these were from the Four Horsemen booth. Here's Zarya. Pretty excited to get that one too. I know I keep saying I'm excited to get this and that. I'm sure it sounds repetitive, but I am excited. Was able to snag a snag, as they say. Pretty excited about that one. Got a Shadow Elf Warrior to go with that Shadow Elf Ranger I got. Pretty cool color scheme on these guys. Kador, another gladiator guy, at least in my head. Pretty cool. Trying to build out my kind of a gladiator shelf here, so this will be a nice addition. Ah yeah, speaking of woodland creatures, Faunus. I've been eyeing this one for a long time. I did not get him at Legions Con 24, I didn't really understand at the time that he was not common to come across. So since then, I've been kind of kicking myself, but was able to get him this time around. Was able to scoop a couple Ninian infantry, two this time around. I got one Friday, one Saturday. I have one already, but I don't really army build, but this guy's just so cool. I was able to get an elf ranger, a red shield soldier. I really like the look of this guy. I like those, I think they call them frog helmets. I really like those frog helmets. And his shield that I've seen that he comes with is pretty cool looking. Got a Gonks too. Cool looking guy. I really like that that helmet or that head sculpt. The way that came out was really cool. Brother Mandibulus. Another cool one I've seen around and kicked myself for not getting at Legions Con last year. Really cool color scheme on that guy. And I really like that head sculpt with that kind of asymmetrical horns on there. One broken one. And a Sir Godfrey. I actually picked this up thinking he was just one of those older Templar, not Legion builders, but, you know, just a Templar soldier. I just snagged him when I saw him. I didn't realize he was a named character. But either way, really cool. Glad to have him. That Ninian number 2. Excited to have 2 of them. Well, 3 of them now in total. And, of course, I know you already spotted that in the back, the legendary Barbarian. Such a cool figure. I'm really, really glad I got my hands on one of these. I would like to get more to lay them out in different configurations, and I guess time will tell. Maybe I hit up some more cons, or maybe I catch them at retail at the end of the year. I hadn't seen these until this con. I mean, I've heard of the Beasts of the Mesozoic, or what have you. I saw them at Legion's Con, and thought they were cool. Saw them there, kind of passed by the booth. But I saw these, and immediately I thought, my Barbarian needs this. So, I don't know if any of y'all are on the same page as me, but yeah, this with the Barbarian or next to any of my Barbarian figures in the future, like this Wave 2 from Savage Crucible or the Frazetta figures, I don't know. To me, I had to have it. Really cool. Definitely going to do a video on this because I'm totally unfamiliar with him. We can find out together what he's like. And, of course, the ATL 25. So, actually, all 3 of these ended up being for members in the groups online. I had bought my pass to get one of these and had halfway intended on keeping it. Then I was kind of wish-washy. A guy messaged me from the Cabal and asked if I could get him one. So in my head, I was selling him the one that I was getting for me. I was able to get 2 more, and with the intention of keeping one, because somebody else had reached out asking if I could grab one while I was at the show. And I said, yeah, sure, I'll go back and get one for you. So I bought 2, thinking I would get one to him and then keep one. Then somebody else messaged me, asked if I could help him out too. And, you know, they seemed to care more about it than I did. I really do like Cosmic. I'm trying to get all the Cosmic figures that they've released, but this isn't really Cosmic. So, decided to let it go. Don't need to keep every single thing. I kind of overspent a little bit between you and me at the show, you know? So, there we go. Hopefully 3 people that wouldn't have got one will be really excited to get these. Alright, and I just wanted to narrate over some of the booth footage. This was the Monster Force booth. I didn't really have a reason to check them out before until people asked me for those pre-orders, but I'm glad I did. It's a line I'm going to keep my eyes on. Here's some of the new waves that are upcoming. They told me these are a little bit out in the future, but some of these werewolf-looking guys look super cool. And I don't know if they're going for like kind of that, I don't know, Nazi-adjacent look in those bad guys, but I kind of like it for, you know, for the bad guys. These fresh monkey ones look cool. Always good to have a monkey in a business suit. Soldiers of Fortune. I see the appeal, not exactly my style. This prototype, the test shot, looked good. I liked these guys a little bit more, especially that kind of orcish looking green guy on the left. Pretty neat. This one really caught my attention. I don't really have anything in this kind of, this would fit into, but I really like the look of this figure a lot. Skeleton's cool. I got a lot of skeletons that I like. That guy, I don't need a general, but I see it. This wave, though, looked pretty cool. That brain guy in the middle, I'm all about that. Savage Crucible booth. This one, man, they had some really, really killer displays here. It's one of my favorite booths as far as the displays they had set up. We got those coins they have. We got Como, a test shot of that guy. I didn't get any information on him. Some Lemurians chained up. We have them outfitted in a ton of different ways. I think that's one of their new barbarians. The Vitoris Rapex there. Got a bunch of them there posed out. Looking good. Little baby Komodo. Looks good with them. That guy that we just kind of missed, really excited for him in Wave 2, more than the Barbarians themselves. I am going to pick that guy up, though, from Wave 2. This Barbarian, the Frazetta one, the ball and chain guy, looks really neat. I got my pre-order in for this. Do you guys have your pre-orders in for the Death Dealer? It's one of those that you got to pick up. He's going to be crazy expensive when he comes out. I think they're like $60 pre-order right now. Some more of the Lemurians all posed up. Some of the prices, they weren't too bad. I wanted to get more Shadow Slates at $20, but I got Shadow Slate. I got an Armory pack. This dwarf I asked him about, they said there's no official plans, just that he's post Wave 3, so there's not really anything about him yet. I'm very curious about it. I posted some photos in the Savage Crucible Facebook group, and everyone was asking questions about that. These are, I think, some of the accessory kits. I think this is representing 2 different kits that are coming out for the, Wave 2 for the Barbarians. Wave 3 here, these guys are so killer. I missed it because this was right at Legions Con, and all of my money was going to or recouping from Legions Con, so I kind of missed out on this pre-order, but definitely going to pick those up retail. And I think that's a head pack, accessory pack that's for that wave, for Wave 3. And here we have, I think it's Elric Moorcock's, forget the name of this figure, but that one, I just think it just finished pre-order. This booth was cool. He had some capes, but he also had a lot of these really cool 3D printed like set pieces. And I don't know what level they're painted or what. He was painting on some things when I was there visiting the booth, but the set pieces, the dioramas look really nice. I don't have any Marvel Legends or any Star Wars Black Series any longer. I kind of got out of those a little while ago. Just wasn't cutting it for me. The Marvel Legends just kept getting so pricey and kept reissuing things over and over and over. And the Black Series, I kind of really just got tired of the lack of articulation. They were all just vanilla poses for me. Very few of the figures I felt like get anything dynamic out of. So some shots just around the convention. I didn't get a ton of this type of footage, but it was a big place, a crazy place, lots going on. There's so much cool vintage stuff. This one grabbed my attention just because it had this cool Gargoyles castle that was sealed. And some gargoyle figures. I remember loving that show, and it was cool to see. There was a lot of this stuff, though. If you were a Joe fan, there's some miscellaneous stuff there, but if you're a Joe fan, especially like the old 12-inch stuff, there was a ton of that stuff there. Really cool to see. Not exactly something that I collect, but it's really cool to see nonetheless. This booth had all kinds of like 1/6 scale figures that I'd never seen or heard of, but I talked to the guy a little bit about them. They're really, really neat. All kinds of historical ones. We got some different like Spartan warriors or Greek warriors over here. Looking really cool. This booth had these like 60s like space stuff. I forget the name of this theme, but it was really neat. All this stuff was complete. Apparently it's pretty rare. Neat to see some of these old toys like that. And these old Warhammer sets really grabbed my eye. I thought that was so cool. There's this booth that had a ton of old board games. This isn't even all of them here, but there's so many cool nostalgic board games in there. It was took me a while to go through them all. Four Horsemen booth. This was I think late in the day Saturday, after it had been cleared out quite a bit Friday and Saturday. There was a lot more here the first day. For Figure Obscura, they still had like the 2 Egyptian ones. I forget the names of those. Frankenstein. They had a few other ones that are sold out. All the figures you saw in my haul earlier were from here. All the Mythic Legions. It was really neat to see like the new old stock kind of figs, but at this point a lot of those had sold out already. Around the corner they had some of the Legions Con exclusive figures there in the standard packaging, and they had of course the whole Necronominous wave represented out there. And of course what everybody was wanting to see, Beythirr out there with all those stretch goal figures, the Ashen Zombie, Ashen Skeleton, that Flame Knight, of course Sir Benegar, and then Beythirr himself. I saw him at Legions Con. I saw him here, and it's not going to stop being impressive. It's really hard to kind of grasp what he's all about until you see him in person. The level of detail and the paintwork and everything, the sculpt, it's really crazy. They had some cool prints there for the ATL figure. And a couple other figures I wasn't familiar with. I think it's from their older lines or something, but they had this cool display as things cleared out with some of their figures. There's some pop and swaps with some Armory Knights and some of that Undead Builder Pack. Last shot of Beythirr. Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. This booth was really hard to video. It was so packed the entire time. Again, this isn't a line that I collect. I see the appeal, just, you only have room and money for so many things, but they had a pretty big spread there. All kinds of boxes, huge display. Massive lines the whole time. And seeing some of these video game characters, I picked up that Street Fighter figure. I saw these guys when I picked up my Mega Man. It was really hard not to grab those too, but, you know, everything in time. This booth caught my attention. They have like, they do these like gradings for, I guess, anything, like video games, VHSs, action figures, huge stuff. That sail barge completely enclosed in acrylic and graded is pretty dope. Neat booth. These guys were upstairs, kind of in an auxiliary hall area, but they have these like 1/12 scale cars that are kind of like kits. They come like matte black. They come with like different hoods, different trunks, different wheels, whatever, and you paint them up. Brutal Realm. These guys were so cool to talk to. So thankful to see some of these like prototypes or samples back. These figures I am so excited for. The first 6 should be hitting this summer, they said. Should be shipping this summer. That's like the first 3 bear kind of savages guys, and then like a named figure that's like a little upgraded version of them. Ogun right there being one of them. I'm really excited to get him. Have a lot. I think I have 4 of those 6 pre-ordered right now. Certainly, they said by Legion's Con they'll have them, and maybe even some others. This booth just kind of caught my eye with some 3D printed stuff and painted that was just weird and wacky. I mean, it's like weird cats, electricity coming out of its eye. I don't know what's going on, but I thought it was pretty cool. There's a lot of really talented people there, obviously showcasing some of their works. It's always neat to see this kind of work done. Cat head shooting off like a rocket, flying cat. These 3D cats, a set of 3 here. I really like those. I was laughing to myself a little bit. This booth, I'm not too familiar with what these are. I think these are like in that Glyos system, but just the colors, I mean, like a toddler, man. You show me all these colors, and I'm just like, what the heck is this? But they had all kinds of really cool little figs painted up, a lot of Masters of the Universe style figs. Really neat to see those guys. Yeah, there's that Smilodon I picked up. That's what grabbed my eye when I was at this booth. I was kind of looking around. That woolly mammoth, that's a prototype. It's not out yet. I was going to get it for the exact same reason, to have with my barbarians. But yeah, I took a long time at this booth. There was a lot of really cool stuff. This is their like Cyberzoic line, some futuristic looking stuff. And they have this fantasy dragon. Not exactly my style, but it's impressive to see that in person. It's really cool. There's some of their Cyberzoic stuff. They had a lot of backstock, but this stuff was going quick. This booth was also really, really packed. Every time I went by it, these guys were overloaded with customers. It was kind of hard to video. I had to go in different sections at different times. Man, beautifully painted work. Just amazing figures. I kind of scared looking at them because I felt myself wanting to get some of them. There was a number of packs I wanted to get. These things here, these Raptor sets, I think I come back to them. They had 2 small Raptors in a pack for like $35. There we go. So cool. And those little guys too. Yeah. That's one of those lines. I don't know if you guys ever have that feeling when you see it and you just know that you're in trouble because you know that you're probably going to get in deep on it. But a lot of really cool stuff in that line. And there's actually the entrance to the con. Everything we just saw was right inside of there. That's about it. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.